The political world was on edge this week, nerves stretched tight as rumors swirled and speculation mounted. All eyes, from seasoned journalists to everyday citizens, were fixed on the White House, the epicenter of American power and intrigue. President Trump, always a master of suspense and showmanship, teased a very, very big announcement, fueling wild speculation across the country and beyond. Was it a new policy, a global move, or a shakeup within his administration? The possibilities seemed endless, and the uncertainty only heightened the drama. The ambiguity sent the media into overdrive, with newsrooms buzzing, analysts debating, and headlines speculating about what was to come. Trump's flair for spectacle ensured the nation was glued to their screens, waiting for any hint or leak that might reveal the secret. The East Room was packed with officials and business leaders, the air thick with anticipation, the stage meticulously set for a moment of high drama. The flags, the lighting, the presidential seal, every detail crafted to project power, authority, and the gravity of the moment. In modern politics, especially with Trump, the performance is as crucial as the message itself. Theatrics and anticipation are part of the strategy. As the hour approached, tension mounted. Journalists readied their alerts, fingers poised over keyboards, ready to break the news the instant it dropped. For Americans, the stakes felt personal. Jobs, communities, and the future of the country seemed to hang in the balance, waiting for the president's words. In a polarized nation, reactions would depend on perspective. Some braced for change, others hoped for reassurance, but all were invested in the outcome. But one thing was clear. Trump had everyone, from the corridors of power to living rooms across America, waiting breathlessly for his very, very big news. Before we get to the announcement, let's take a moment to remember who Donald Trump is, and why he remains such a significant figure in American and global politics. Long before he entered the political arena, Trump was a well-known real estate mogul and the face of a sprawling business empire. He became a household name through his high-profile deals, luxury properties, and of course, his role as the host of the reality TV show, The Apprentice, where his catchphrase, "You're fired," became iconic. His brand was built on wealth, celebrity, and a larger-than-life persona that made him instantly recognizable. This fame and media savvy gave him a platform that few political outsiders have ever enjoyed, allowing him to connect directly with millions of Americans. In 2016, Trump's campaign upended the political landscape. His slogan, "Make America Great Again," struck a chord with millions who felt left behind by the status quo, and his rallies drew massive, enthusiastic crowds. He tapped into deep frustrations about jobs, immigration, and trade, promising to bring back American manufacturing and protect U.S. workers. This message helped him build a fiercely loyal base that remains devoted to him today. As president, Trump's style has been anything but traditional. He's known for being direct, combative, and especially for his use of social media to bypass traditional news outlets and speak straight to his supporters. The phrase "America First" has guided his policies, with a focus on prioritizing U.S. interests in trade, military alliances, and global agreements, often challenging long-standing international norms. He's withdrawn from or renegotiated major international pacts, arguing that previous deals were unfair to American workers and promising to secure better terms for the United States. Trump's presidency has been marked by strong economic growth, the appointment of conservative judges to the Supreme Court, and near-constant battles with political opponents and the media, fueling both passionate support and fierce opposition. When Trump makes a big announcement from the White House, it's not just another headline. It often signals real and immediate shifts in U.S. policy that can have ripple effects around the world. Whether you agree with him or not, one thing is certain. When Donald Trump speaks, the world listens, and often braces for disruption, knowing that change could be just around the corner. The suspense in Washington was palpable as the press and political analysts speculated about what was coming next. Finally, President Trump stepped up to the podium and revealed the America First Global Infrastructure Initiative, a move that would soon make headlines around the world. This wasn't just another domestic policy announcement or a military maneuver. Instead, it marked a bold and unexpected pivot in U.S. foreign policy, signaling a new era of international engagement. The plan was ambitious: to compete directly with China's massive Belt and Road Initiative, by funding infrastructure projects across the globe, especially in developing countries hungry for investment. The United States would establish a multi-billion-dollar fund, combining both public and private sector resources to support roads, bridges, ports, and energy projects in regions that need them most. Trump emphasized that these projects would be held to the highest standards, with a focus on transparency, accountability, and long-term sustainability, offering a clear alternative to China's debt-heavy approach that has left some countries struggling. Under this initiative, American companies would have the opportunity to secure lucrative contracts, creating thousands of jobs at home, while exporting U.S. engineering and management expertise abroad. The strategy was designed as a win-win, helping other nations develop their economies, boosting American industry, and expanding U.S. influence in key regions, all at the same time. This marked a significant shift from Trump's earlier skepticism of foreign aid, transforming it into a tool for global competition and strategic advantage. The initiative made it clear that economic power and investment are now at the heart of the U.S.-China rivalry, with both nations vying for influence through infrastructure and development. Trump's very big announcement signaled the opening of a new chapter in American foreign policy, one that would reshape alliances and global strategies. As the world watched and leaders recalculated their next moves, it was clear that the stakes had just been raised in the global contest for influence and leadership. The second bombshell: the U.S. would re-engage with the Trans-Pacific Partnership, now rebranded as the American Pacific Prosperity Agreement, or APA. Trump had once called TPP a disaster, but this new deal, he claimed, was fundamentally different. APA features stronger protections for American industries, strict labor and environmental standards, and a 5-year review clause. Key partners include Japan, Australia, South Korea, and Vietnam, forming a massive free trade zone centered on U.S. interests. Rules favor manufacturing within member countries, countering China's supply chain dominance. Trump framed APA as a strategic and economic win, delivering on his promise to replace bad deals with great ones. APPA is now the flagship of the new infrastructure initiative, setting the tone for future U.S. trade. The Global Infrastructure Initiative and APA could reshape economies at home and abroad. For the U.S., the plan could mean more jobs and new markets for American firms. Requiring American companies for projects could boost manufacturing and exports. Internationally, it's a direct challenge to China's influence, offering developing nations a new option. This competition could empower smaller countries to negotiate better deals, but risks loom. Mobilizing private capital for projects in unstable regions won't be easy. If the private sector hesitates, the initiative could falter. APA will also shift supply chains, potentially benefiting member nations, but raising tensions with China. The global economy is interconnected. These moves will send ripples worldwide. The outcome? Unpredictable but undeniably significant. Reaction was swift and divided. Supporters called it a strategic masterstroke, finally countering China and creating jobs at home. Business leaders and Republicans praised the focus on private investment and American industry. Critics, including many Democrats, questioned the plan's details and feasibility. Some labeled it foreign aid in disguise, doubting America could match China's scale. Labor unions and progressives worried about free trade's impact on U.S. jobs. Foreign policy experts warned of escalating tensions with China. The debate over Trump's very big announcement is just beginning. What does this mean for you? These aren't just political headlines. They could affect jobs, prices, and America's global role. The initiative and trade deal mark a major shift in U.S. engagement with the world. Success could mean new opportunities for American workers and industries. The trade deal may change what you buy and how much you pay. America's relationships and global stability are on the line. This is a defining moment in the U.S.-China rivalry, fought with investment and trade, not just military might. The path chosen now will shape the world for decades. Will it bring prosperity or conflict? The answer isn't clear. Implementation will be complex, requiring negotiation and resolve. The story of this very big announcement is just beginning, and it's one to watch.